The best of 2025. My favorites. Things for the house, things for fun, things for lifestyle. Just things that have made my life so much easier in 2025. Stay tuned. Hi, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Well, I thought I'd do a year-end wrap-up for 2025 of some things that have really helped me in my life this past year. Now, I have household and, fun things and just a variety of things, and I want to share them with you. So let's get going. The first thing is my rebounder. I did a video on it last year. I got it towards the end of 24. I love that thing. It is so good for me. And if you don't know what a rebounder is, I'll put a picture of it up here. But it's like a mini trampoline and you bounce down on it. It's not to be, up in the air like you'd think. And I dance on it. I do all kind of things on it. It makes me happy. I get on and off of it throughout the day. It's just been a game changer for me and something I truly enjoy. Next is my body pillow. Now, I showed this in a video sometime this year. I love that body pillow, and so does Dave. It has made a huge difference for both of us as far as sleeping goes. We sleep better, we're more comfortable, we sleep longer. It's just cooling, like the material of it has a cooling effect, and you snuggle up against it. You can wrap your arms and legs around it, and it's just been incredible for us. I'll put a picture of that in here as well, but you can find it in one of my other videos, probably one of my Things I Am Loving videos. Then I have my over-the-door organizer. I would not have imagined how much this has helped me. It keeps me organized as far as things that you normally would put like in a medicine cabinet or a drawer somewhere near the bathroom, but they tend to get scattered all over the place. It's got the different compartments. I know where everything is. It looks neat and tidy, and it's very sturdy, and I love it. It has made a big difference for me, and I'll put a picture of that as well. And then there's my Ninja K-Cup coffee pot. Oh my goodness. You know I love my coffee, and I like my coffee bold and rich. And that's one of the things I loved about this K-Cup coffee maker, because they have a setting on it for, I think it's called rich, which just means bold, and it is. I cannot have another cup of coffee that can taste as good as this does, and we use the heck out of it. Dave usually drinks maybe 2 cups a day. Of course, me, I'm 5 or 6. But I absolutely love it and love the way it makes my coffee taste. Of course, you all know I use the Peet's Dark Roast decaf coffee and then the French vanilla creamer, which I froth. Next, I have something that I've used far more often than I thought I would, and it's this magnetic pickup stick. Now, it's magnetized on the end and it extends like this long. Well, what I found I've used it for most of all are earrings, like the stud earrings or the backs of earrings. You know, our fingers aren't as nimble as they were when we were younger. And some people have arthritis and they just can't maneuver their fingers the same. Well, when you go to put these like studs in or, little earrings like this, so easily they slip out of my hand and fall onto the floor. And I put them on in the bathroom and I have bath mats in there and I can't see them because they're so tiny. Well, all I have to do is get this. I just walk around that rug area like this, and it finds it and just grabs it with that magnet and picks it right up. So I am really surprised how much I've used this and how much it has helped me. And of course, I have to mention my Folex. I've talked about that in several videos. Best cleaning product I have ever used for laundry, for carpet, and for upholstered furniture. And I noticed that it's back down on Amazon to, I think, $6.65. At one time, they had gone up to $21 for the same size bottle, but it's 32 ounces and you can get it at Lowe's for $6 and change. And there's just nothing that takes stains out better than Folex. One thing that I have truly enjoyed in 2025 is my under the sink mat for the kitchen. Again, I'll put a picture in here. It fits on the bottom of the kitchen under the sink where you keep like cleaning stuff and dish soap and, all that stuff for the kitchen. And things would get knocked over or just messy, disorganized. This mat, you can wipe it right off. Things don't slide or move around on it because it's made out of, I guess, a silicone. And it just keeps everything organized. And even if you ever had a small leak, the water is not going to drip on the bottom of the cabinet, the wood, and warp it because it's got that mat under it. So I have really enjoyed that, and I'm so thankful that I found it and I got it. Now I want to talk about some fun, and that's with these, the Mexican dominoes. I love this game. We started playing it at Christmas time last year, and the whole family loves to play it. Every time I get company, like my grandkids or my adult kids, everybody wants to play Mexican dominoes. It's fun, we laugh, it's challenging. It's a good game to play for the brain. So you have to think and come up with a strategy. And I just can't recommend it enough. Now, there's different sets. I love this one because it came in a case. And also, other Mexican domino sets have dots on them. So where this says 6 and 4, there would be 6 dots or 4 dots. I like it that it has the number on it because trying to count all those dots can get pretty frustrating. This is such a nice set. It has the holders for the dominoes, and we have had so much fun playing this all year long. Something that's really important to me in my everyday life are my walking shoes. These are called Nordiv 8. I'll put it up on the screen. I used to just wear any old sneaker to walk in, and my grandson told me that's not good, that I had to have good walking shoes. He told me this about maybe 4 years ago. Something with good support and all that stuff, because I am a heavy walker, an avid walker, and an everyday walker. So he had convinced me to buy a pair of Nikes maybe 4 years ago. And, they were okay, but my gosh, they were so expensive to me. Like, I don't know, they might have been 110 or something, but that's a lot to me. I'm thinking I can get a pair for $30. Well, I wear them out quickly because of the heavy walking that I do. So last year, I got another pair of, of walking shoes, but this time I got Brooks. Oh my goodness, $180. I was shocked. And plus, they're not going to last more than 6 months. They say you should change them out about every 6 months if you walk a lot like I do. And I thought, my gosh, $180 for 6 months? I just did not want to do that again. Granted, they were comfortable, they had great support. It was kind of like walking on a cloud, but it still bothered me. Well, of course, I kept them longer than 6 months. I waited about 10 months, and I knew it was time to get another pair. So I went to Amazon and I found these ones that I told you, Nortive 8, and they were $59, and at the time they were on sale for 50. They have sales quite often. Well, I liked, the thickness here, and I got them and I thought, well, they're probably not going to be good enough, but I'll try it. They are so soft, so comfortable. These are more comfortable than the Brooks walking shoes that I had. They have different colors. You can get black or white or gray or something, but they have a few like bright, funky colors. And I loved these because I love lavender and I like that orange trim. So I've had these maybe since early spring, and I absolutely love them. I will never pay 100 or $180 for walking shoes again. These are fantastic. And now I'm moving on to my kitchen. We did a small remodel or a partial remodel in the kitchen this summer. I had granite countertops. They were already in the house when we bought them. They were the ugliest countertops I've ever seen. They were like a brown, different shades of brown, kind of like an animal print. They were dark and so busy with that print everywhere. If I can find a picture, I'll insert it. There was nothing wrong with them. I just didn't like them. But I couldn't justify replacing them. Well, I waited 12 years and then I said, okay, I got to replace these. So we got new countertops. They're quartz and they're white with a little veining through them. And I love them. They brighten up the whole kitchen. My kitchen just seemed dark before. And when you get older, you need things light and bright. And then we had the kitchen cabinets repainted. Now, Dave painted them about 7 years ago. Originally, they were like a dark forest green when we moved in. And he painted them, oh, like a cream color, but it had like a yellow base to it, and they just looked dingy to me. Just, kind of like a dirty cream or something. But I lived with it, and eventually they were chipped up because, he painted them. They weren't professionally done. And even though he did a good job, it didn't have the poly on it to, seal in the paint and everything. So we had that done, and they were painted white, and they're so pretty. I mean, they really are. Same cabinets, same knobs, just in a white color. And then we painted the walls white. So now everything's white. But it's just bright and clean looking. And I love it. And again, I'll insert a couple pictures of it. And then, of course, we had to get a new sink. And the one we ordered came in the wrong size because they had cut the opening for the countertops for a square double sink, and mine were like rounded corners. So it was their mistake, and they said, well, we'll give you all new countertops, or you can pick out a sink that's square on the corners. Well, I didn't want them to have to rip the countertops out because that would be stupid. So I said, okay, I'll pick out another sink. And they said, well, just pick whatever you want because it was our mistake. Well, the sink I originally got was maybe $160 from Amazon. Well, since they said get whatever you want, I got a nice sink, and it was, I think, 560 or 70, something like that. And it came with these grates that go in the bottom. And I love that. I've never had a sink that had grates in the bottom because, I do all my dishes by hand. I don't use a dishwasher. So, anyhow, that was just something wonderful to happen in 2025, to finally get that kitchen lightened up and partially remodeled. One of my favorite things of 2025 is getting our kitchen cabinets painted and brand new countertops. The kitchen cabinets were like a cream color, but they were more on the yellow side, and now they're more white. And the countertops I had were granite, but they were dark brown, almost an animal print, and I hated them. So 12 years after we moved into this house, we decided it was finally time to replace them. And one of the things I love the most is this sink. Now, I've never had a sink that had these grates in the bottom, and I just love them. It protects the dishes and the silverware, and it just makes it so nice. And then a new faucet, and here's the other end of the kitchen. So I absolutely love it. It truly is one of my absolute favorite things from 2025. And the last thing I'm going to talk about, well, it was definitely one of the best of 2025, even though it just recently happened, and that was Thanksgiving. My kids came down. Most of my grandkids were here except one, Tristan. Tristan was having Thanksgiving with his fiancée, Melly, and her family in Charlotte, North Carolina. But we had such a good time. It was wonderful to all be together. We had it over at my brother-in-law Ken's house, which is right across the street because he's got a big house and we could all fit at the same table where my house is small. And we took pictures outside the back of his house. He has a beautiful view. So we did that as well. And there were, I think, 13 of us. So that was quite a crowd. And just being with the kids and spending time with them, we had just a wonderful time. We laughed, we talked, played games, went places, just hung out, just like good old times were back again. Even Noah's girlfriend, Lexi, I'll put a picture of them right here. They're so cute. I love Lexi. She is just the sweetest girl. I just can't even describe to you how much I love her and how special she is. Well, she wanted to surprise Noah. She was supposed to have Thanksgiving with her family, but she wanted to surprise Noah, so she drove down the day before Thanksgiving, which was a long drive for her. She was coming from Virginia. And I don't know, it's like five, 5.5 hours where she came from. And then she had to leave Thanksgiving Day. And that was so sweet of her, but that's how she is, just a real thoughtful, kind-hearted girl. So anyhow, I'll show you a few pictures and clips. I was happy to get a picture with my son Sean and a picture with my son Nathan, and just a nice family picture, even though the whole family wasn't there. My family usually comes here for Thanksgiving, and then they have their own Christmas at home. So it is our family holiday to get together on Thanksgiving. Well, that's about it for the top things that stand out in my mind for 2025, the highlights. Now, there are many things that are my favorites and that I got or used all through 2025, but I didn't want the video to be an hour long. So I picked the top ones that just came to my mind instantly. Let me know one of your favorite memories or something you discovered or used in 2025 that you feel has made a difference for your life, whether it's lifestyle or something you wear, something you enjoy, or something you need. I really would appreciate it. Well, now I'm going to move on and give you an inside beauty tip. My inside beauty tip comes from James 1:17. Every good gift, every perfect gift comes from above, comes down from the Father of lights. Whether it's moments that warm our hearts or household items that bring us comfort or make our life easier, we think of them as just ordinary things, but they're not. They are blessings, and we know where they're coming from. You know, I am very grateful to have what I have or to be able to do what I do, and I give all the thanks to God Almighty. But the gifts that I'm most thankful for, the gifts that I have prayed for, and I know came down from above, is the gift of compassion, the gift of serving others, the gift of loving all people, the gift of being helpful to anyone, the gift of offering friendship, the gift of encouraging others, and the list goes on and on. None of those gifts can be purchased from Amazon or anywhere else. You could have all the money in the world and not have a one of those gifts. Those are the gifts that I treasure each and every day. Those are the gifts that are most valuable in my life. If we want goodness, if we want to show goodness to others, we have to seek the Lord and pray for them. Ask Him to grow our forgiveness, grow our compassion, grow all these things. Put the seed within us, and then we have to do the work to really implant them in our heart. And most of all, show them to the world, show them to other people, whether they be strangers or people in our lives. I am forever grateful for those blessings and those gifts. And one gift I have to tell you that I am so very grateful for is you. You, the people that come here, that support me with your encouraging words, your inspiration, sharing things with me, trusting me, asking me for my advice or my outlook on something. Those of you who lift me up in every video, that is a gift. God has sent me like-minded people to be part of this channel, to be part of this fellowship. So I want you to know how very grateful I am for you. I thank you so much for being here today. I truly do appreciate it. And until we meet again, this is the old girl signing out. See ya.